What is happening, everyone? You are back with TROP-CAST episode 29, and we have to kind of refix this episode because we were meant to have a special guest on. Sadly, Aaron is he called in sick, we'll say, so we're just going to run a normal show with the usual crew. Paddy Toner, what's happening, Paddy?
Alright, Ron, how are you, buddy?
Good, man.
Here. It's been great crack.
It's been good snare now the last while. Seamus, how are you keeping?
That's the story, lads. I know. The lads have been in the chat here waiting for us to come on. Why, lads? That's all I have to say.
On the lads.
On the lads.
And Pat Curley, what's happening, dude?
Greetings, everyone. What's the crack?
Thank you so much for the late call. You were called about half an hour ago, and here you are. Thanks a million.
Sure. I love this.
The internet's
You do it all night long.
Internet's looking good this week.
Hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, hopefully. Lads, to be honest with you boys, you need to take the hats off. It's not very fair. I don't have one.
Stick the GameCube box in your head, you'd be grand.
Maybe it's a collectible though. I can't fucking wreck. I can't wreck it. That's the first tour of the podcast. That's it.
Guys, I'm just going to try and fix the camera here. It seems to be just locked in one position, but we'll go on anyway. It'll be good for the audio. I don't know why it's been a nightmare, but we start the show every show with what we're playing. So guys, what are you playing? Paddy, let's go to you first.
Well, I've been changing it up this week. I'm not playing Fortnite this week because it's pissed me off, but I'm playing Battlefield, the new Battlefield game, Battlefield 5. It's good, but I don't know if it's my type of game. It's very slow paced compared to the rest of the Battle Royale games. I've been playing the Battle Royale, which is a Firestorm, and it's very, very slow paced. You drop down, you're looking for a gun. I don't know what guns to pick up. It's not like what does Apex does it, where you drop down and it gives you the best option for whatever gun. This one you have to pick your own gun. And then I found as soon as I get shot, I'm dead. There's no your life going down. There's no any chance. It's just you're just gone. Don't laugh at me, boys.
See, the problem I have with that is that actually makes me want to play the game even more, believe it or not.
Yeah. It's gone. Sorry, Rowan.
No, I like obviously difficult games, and I like PUBG and the sim like of it. But you saying that it's very difficult, I hope that it's difficult in a way that is fair. Do you know what I mean? That it's not kind of a case.
It feels very slow. It feels like even the character is moving awkwardly. It feels like you're compared to. I play a lot of Battle Royale games, as you know. I've played them all. The only one I have, which is weird, the only one I really haven't played is PUBG. But at the start, I started off with Fortnite, did Apex, did Blackout. All the rest of them, when I jumped into Blackout the first weekend, I had umpteen kills. I had loads of wins. I did the same thing with Apex. I've jumped into the gameplay has slowed right down for me. It's completely different to the rest of the Battle Royale games. There's only 64 people on the map. The map is absolutely massive. It starts off and nearly a lot of the map is cut off already, and it's still huge. They cut it off with the fire, and it's still huge to play on. I have no idea about the towns. It's very jumpy, throw you in, and just you figure it out for yourself kind of game. You know, it's. I don't know. I don't think they've done it right. Maybe Battle Royale games have just been done too much at this stage.
I think it's a thing if you're just not used to playing like the Battlefield games.
No, but I am used to playing the Battlefield games. I played the last Battlefield game. I enjoyed the last Battlefield game.
But they're all like that when it comes to life and stuff. Like you get shot, you go down. Like they're very.
It's very, but in a Battle Royale mode, I don't think it suits it. I don't think because there's no respawn. Do you know what I mean? In the normal Battlefield games, you've respawn. Like in the original ones, you played the map. There was massive peoples on the map. You respawned and you went again. Do you know what I mean? What do you laugh at?
Do you feel like it's a big change going from obviously Apex, which has that really fast combat, straight to a game that's a little bit more hardcore? Is it more difficult because you've put about 500 hours into Apex? Now you're going over to a slower paced game.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is the Apex. I think Apex hits the nail on the head with Battle Royale games. To be honest, I think in a more that the movement is faster. It's a fast paced game. You know what's happening all the time. Fortnite's a little bit different. It's more about the building. It's more about the real Fano, stop reading the fucking text and listen to me. All right.
I'm listening to you.
I'm looking at your big head laughing at me. All right.
No, but I'm actually laughing at you in the sense that Apex comes from Titanfall. It plays like Titanfall.
Yeah.
COD plays like COD. Battlefield is going to play like Battlefield.
But can I ask a question? How come nobody's got it? How come I can't?
I have it on Xbox.
Have you played it?
No.
I
got it with the Xbox.
Why is this happening? Why is this happening to a Battlefield game? Battlefield is a massive brand. Like what's going on? Why is nobody buying it? What's happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this game was supposed to be pinned to be one of the big games. Like, obviously they release the same games all the time, but this is one of the games that everyone goes to buy, and nobody's bought it. What's the reason for it? Like
Battlefield, I feel it's a good point, Paddy, but I feel the problem that Battlefield has is Battlefield 4 was one of the best online shooters ever created. Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 2, they were the pinnacle of online arena shooters. Like they're what started it off. They were the big war arenas, and then I felt like with Battlefield 5, when that game came out, it streamlined everything to a really bad simplistic style, and I felt like because the Battlefront games came out, the Star Wars games, a lot of those mechanics really bled over into the Battlefield series. A lot of the way the graphics were very polished and shiny. Now, that's not a bad thing, but I felt not just the graphics were bled over, the gameplay elements, like getting abilities like faster bullets and, you know, these kind of perks that were just silly and not really anything to do with, real life kind of mechanics or real life bullet trajectory. And that's when I faded away from Battlefield, is when 5 came out. Actually no, it was when 1 came out is when I faded away. And before that, like, I'd still jump on to Battlefield 4 and get more fun out of Battlefield 4 than I would with any of the games after that. And I think what Battlefield tried to do was bring in a wider audience, which they may have done, but I think they've destroyed and maybe pushed away the older hardcore fans of the series. That's just my opinion.
Didn't, like, at the beginning when Battlefield 5 was actually coming out, they had some like issues about staying like historically accurate. Yeah,
that was an issue, but I don't really think that was the problem that pushed hardcore fans away, because any of the Battlefield games, they've never been historically accurate. The gameplay was very realistic in that style, but there's always been elements of, you know, stuff that like weapons that are used in the game not being a part of that era, and like even Battlefield 1 wasn't true to that era, because if you had a full-on Battlefield World War 1 game, the weapons would be very boring and very simplistic. So they brought in, you know, fully automatic weapons. They brought in weapons of say more modern era. So I don't think the historically accurate thing really worked. Like, and I mean, it doesn't really work when that game is strictly, well, it's not strictly, but it's known for its online, and you don't really need to be historically accurate when you go online and you're in an arena and you're against, like, what is it, 30, I think it was 32 was the 32 on a team. Like, nobody cares about being historically accurate. It's the gameplay, the really core element of gameplay was, in my kind of opinion, destroyed when Battlefield 1 came out.
I've seen that. I played I am playing the story mode as well. I've switched it up. Like, I'm not playing the game, but I played the story mode, and the story mode's very good. It's enjoyable to go through and see different passages of history or whatever that you're playing in, and trying to, to be honest, you're sitting in there and you're like, how the hell did anyone do this? Like, running up the beaches and stuff and just trying to shoot and trying to take places. I don't think I'd be able for it, but the gameplay itself is very good. The mechanics are good. It's just the firestorm, and that's not that great thing about it.
Okay. Just to let everyone know, if you're in the chat and you're asking about the camera, I don't know why on earth it's locked and I have to change it manually. It's never ever happened before, so I do apologise for that. But continue on.
About any of this, like, it's the one that everyone keeps forgetting is the one that's my favorite, and that's Medal of Honor. The Medal of Honor rehash that was on the PS3 literally broke grounds for me in the Battlefield series.
That's why I'm coming back to these games. I love the Medal of Honor series myself. That's why I love coming back to these kind of games. Medal, like Frontline and stuff like that was unbelievable. I love them games. Do you know that kind of fucking? I understand what you're saying. It's the firestorm that I just don't like.
Well, that's
Okay.
fair. That's fair enough. But then again, if they just literally did the same thing as everyone else, they just took a battle royale and made it faster, like it wouldn't feel like their game. That's just my opinion on it.
Maybe they shouldn't have made a battle royale game. You know what I mean? What I think it has to stop now. I think it's been done too much. I think it's just keep like I know it's not going to stop, but everyone's trying to rehash things and stuff. Why not come up with something different? Like do it with airplanes or something. You know, something different. Not just rehash the same thing over and over again.
They need a Vietnam game.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll bring that out because they can't look bad. Americans can't look bad. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's all right to do to the Germans, but not the Americans. You know that kind of way.
Yeah, they've done it before though.
Which game?
I think
that?
if
it was an expansion pack for Battlefield 3, I believe it was.
Bad Company 2.
Was it 2?
I never played that.
It was 1 or 2, but they brought out a Vietnam expansion and it was absolutely amazing. So I would love a full-on game of Vietnam. I think it plays really well to gameplay, the Vietnam, the setting and everything. And I thought when I seen V, I was like, this is it. This is the Vietnam game, the full-on. They're going in for it, and no, it was just like back to World War One, back to World War Two. I don't know. Like really, nobody really wanted that. Nobody really wanted that back in time.
I love World War One, World War Two games. I'd love to go back. I like the older style guns. I like the rifles. I like all that kind of the way it was. Like the Medal of Honor games are just. I love them. You know what I mean?
I think we should just get Warhawk back. Get on to the people who made that game. Bring it. Just upgrade the graphics. Bring it to the new engines. That game is probably the best online shooter experience you could have had on a PS3. I don't know if many people played it. Warhawk is fantastic. Bring that back. That's all I have to say.
Didn't the servers for that go down recently?
Yeah, tragedy. Poured some whiskey out for it.
We're after going on about a good bit for this game, but
Pat, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Well, I finished up the Division 2 finally, thank God.
Whoa! Review inbound.
Not the end game part. I did a bit of the end game, but I decided that it was
Don't you
basically
dare
the
give
same
us that
stuff.
Easter egg in this podcast.
It's basically the same stuff as the main campaign, but just a lot harder. They did add a few things in that spiced it up a little bit, but at that stage I'd already it became dry to me. It was just sort of at the stage where I'm done. I've done all this stuff. I don't want to keep on doing the same stuff over and over again.
The grind was not real, so to speak.
That is true. And apart from that, I just actually finished up Tales of Berseria there just before he's contacted me.
Oh, nice.
So I'm getting through my backlog slowly but surely.
So is Tales of Berseria, is that one that you've played before, or is it a new experience?
I got a lend off a friend like 6 months ago, and I probably should have finished it off a lot earlier than this, but I don't know, it's actually a really fun game. The combat in it took a while to get used to because I was a bigger fan of Tales of Zestiria. But once you get used to it, it's really nice how you can combo in that game.
Nice. What style is it? It's JRPG, yeah?
Yeah, anime sort of style, yeah.
Pretty much like a Final Fantasy, or different in terms of the way the combat works, or?
Like it's all real-time combat, so like you unlock new moves as you go throughout the game, and then you can put them together in whatever way you want to have them work. So if you they're all called arts, all the moves. So you could have maybe, let's say, 10 arts, and you can combo them into like 5 arts altogether. So you can put them in any order you want, and then use them in battle. So it has a lot of content to work with there, so it does.
What sort of time are you looking at to clear the game?
I think I finished the main story there just under 40 hours.
40 hours, so it's not a massive time sink in terms of a JRPG.
Well, I started just digging into the story. If I hadn't have just purely dug into the story and did all the side content as well,
yeah,
I'd say probably I'd get maybe 60, 80 hours out of it.
Wow. Yeah, those games can be a bit of a time sink. I think my days of the JRPG are past, but Fano, what have you been playing?
Jesus, FIFA. Lots of FIFA. Sekiro. Little bit of Sekiro before it drives me insane.
Past that first area yet, no?
Oh, fuck me. Yeah. What else have I played? I've been playing Overwatch in the last couple of days.
Yeah, I seen that. You said you installed it. You jumped back on Overwatch, yeah?
Yeah. There's been so many characters put in since I played it last. It's nuts. But it was just kind of one of those things that it's something that I could pick up again, and I just instantly got back into it. There was no kind of learning curve or anything like that. Obviously, there was new characters, and I didn't know what they did, but I just felt like I was still at home with the game. I didn't feel out of place playing it at all, kind of.
Sweet. Yeah. So how is your FIFA adventures going?
We got to Division 1, lads.
Nice.
We were wrecking it. Absolutely wrecking it. No, it's been fantastic, really. Let's see. Shout out to David Ayres. I know he's in the chat somewhere. He has played every single season the whole way up. He has at least one appearance per season. Like,
if that guy does something, he does it big, basically, doesn't he? He's like, he's got a tradition for me. He's never missed a stream that I've done, whether it's Twitch, Facebook. So really, if you're talking about community members being involved in the community, he is an absolute beast of a man. So, and I've always said it on the stream, you're an absolute hero and a king, David Ayres.
But it's like the entire team has played something like 140 matches. He's played 119 of them.
Nice. He's some player. I give it to him.
He's unreal. Like, and he just literally goes to me, yeah, sure, I might jump in there. And then just literally consistently every day was there playing up front, banging in goals. He's got a great record. He's got something like 119 games and 60 something goals or something. He's great at returning them.
Nice. Fair play to him.
And as you get up the divisions in pro, it gets hard. Like, people are good. You come up against full teams of people who are like 92 or 93 rated. Like, it's not easy, but the boys make it look easy. I'm not great. Like, we all know I'm not fantastic, but the boys around me make it look easy.
You're like, I am class, lads. Look at me, for fuck's sake.
See that top corner, Paddy? Actually, I just never miss headers. That's one thing.
That's even a big head.
No. Yeah. What can I say? Coming from the man without a hat on, huh?
I didn't get the note, lads. Sorry, I didn't get the note.
I shouldn't send it by pigeon.
You can send me one of your hats. I'll wear it for you.
Yeah, I will, yeah.
You can send me one of your hats.
I will.
Good. I'll fucking hold you to that now.
Hats galore. We need to get Paddy to sort him out with a hat.
We're going on a long time about playing games here. I would imagine.
Yeah, mine is just going to be
a podcast or something.
Mine is just yeah. You swear we were exactly. But so the game that I jumped on, that's you already found.
No, I put me back out doing it a minute ago and I started laughing.
The game that I've been jumping onto, and I think it's got its hooks in me, is Path of Exile. Me and Seamus had promised that we would jump onto that game, possibly after the stream if you're not jumping on FIFA. But we'll jump on that and do kind of a co-op. Have you downloaded it as well?
I have.
Well, jump on, make sure you get through the first opening area. You have to get through the opening area. I have a first look up on the Facebook as well. Head over and have a look at that. If it interests you, any sort of that kind of top-down, loop-based, think Diablo. I actually think it's a little bit more deeper than Diablo. Not as pretty, but definitely, for some reason, it appeals to me a lot more. What's that?
Would you think it'd suit a PC more to play on?
When it was made for PC, it's just been ported over to PlayStation recently.
See, I'll argue this fact. I actually think games like that transfer well over the console, because on a PC you're clicking your mouse to where you want to go. On a console you're moving the analog stick where you want to go. I nearly feel like you have more control or something when you're on console. Now on a PC, the inventory system, you can flick back and forth through it pretty easy, but I played about 20 or it was about 20 minutes, half an hour on the quick look, and after I'd say 5 minutes I was just used to it. Do you know what I mean? They have each of the buttons are mapped so well. Healing is like L1, to put up your mana is R1, square is one ability, triangle is another, circle is another. It's very, very intuitive, and I really enjoyed what I played. I played it both on PC and console, so I can give a good overview of what I think of both, and I didn't feel a major change going from one to the other. I think if you're on console, there is not much out there for free like it, and the amount of content in that game, it's definitely worth jumping onto. If you like Diablo, if you've jumped onto Diablo and you like that style of game, give Path of Exile a download, because it's always on the top list of downloads on Steam's free to play list. So it's been there for like I'd say 2 years now, and it's always in and around like first, second, third, and it's definitely worth picking up. I'm going to jump in. It's a massive time sink if you really want to get your nails into it, but I'm going to give it a go anyway and see where it takes me.
I'm just so surprised you got used to the looting or the inventory system so quickly.
That's the one thing that people were, I suppose, giving out about, but I found it kind of easy. Like, you'll see in the quick look at the start, I'm like, oh, I'm a little bit hesitant now about the inventory system. Straight away I was like putting gems into my weapons and taking them out and equipping new weapons that I pick up off bosses, and I didn't find it that bad at all. Have you played it, James?
Of course I have. I'm not a good bit ahead of you. I'm about a mission and a half ahead of you.
That's like 10 minutes gameplay.
It's a little bit more than that, to be fair. It's Path of Exile, lad.
Well, that's true.
But no, man, I love dungeon crawlers anyway, so that kind of suits me to ground. Anything kind of RPG, I'll play to death. I was actually kind of surprised at how like muscle memory kicks in very quickly with that game as well. You kind of forget that you're playing and you're not playing on a PC, right? And then you're not clicking it. Once you kind of map the buttons once to your hand, you never really look down again, right? You never look at the screen or where everything's placed out. Everything's just where you remember it. Yeah. I even like the...
We lost Fano, did we?
Looks like it.
Anyway, I'll bring it back. Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, the thing about these games, I always say, even when it comes to a PS Plus exclusive or a PS Plus free game, is they're free. I mean, it doesn't take anything but actual space on your hard drive. So we lost you, Fano.
I'm here twice now.
I'll eject that other one. Now you're back in.
You get your sneaker on E, ball bag. Anyway.
I thought the whole thing went down. I was sitting there cursing away for about 2 minutes there. What the?
We lost everything. So yeah, I really like the game. I think I'm going to put a bit of time into that, and the fact that it's free, just give it a go. A couple of people in the comments there thinking about jumping on. If you want to jump on with me or Fano, just add us. We'll be giving away our PSN names at the end, and we're probably going to jump on and do a little bit of a stream after. So jump on if you want to play, or if you want to just look and see what the game's all about. So guys, let's move on to news, and the first bit of news we have is it's Fortnite, believe it or not. Fortnite is back in the news. Woohoo!
Dun, 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 dun.
So, with the release of the new Avengers film Endgame, which I went to see about 2 hours ago, go and see it. I'm not saying anything else past that. Unbelievable.
What did you tell your work about going to see this movie?
What did I tell work? We may have a couple of people watching, so we have to be a little bit quiet. But I
mic on as well.
You're frozen, Paddy. So what I did was I just took a half day and went and seen Endgame. I booked tickets. I was trying to get a ticket for a late show. 2 o'clock was sold out, 4 o'clock was sold out, 5 o'clock, 6, all sold out, and I went to 3 o'clock, and for some reason I got tickets for the 3 o'clock show. Went, unbelievable experience. Went on my own, sat at the back. There was a group of guys there. They asked me to join them, have a bit of crack with them, told them about the Republic of Players, so hopefully they'll jump on and listen to the podcast or join the community. But go and see, that's all I'm saying, go and see that movie. But anyway, with the release of the new Avengers film Endgame, Fortnite have once again teamed up with the franchise to release a limited time mode, and I'm just going to go through exactly what it is. The Fortnite Endgame limited time mode sees players split into two teams. Team Thanos, which is made up of Thanos himself and his Cathari invaders, who must recover the 6 Infinity Stones hidden around the map. The heroes, meanwhile, must defeat the opponent to win. Heroes respawn until either they win or Team Thanos recovers all 6 Infinity Stones, at which point respawns are turned off and Team Thanos must hunt down the remaining heroes to win. And then it just continues on. But what do you guys think of Fortnite or Epic joining up with Avengers or Marvel once again? Paddy?
Well, I think it's a great marketing technique. I know they're going to sell through the roof or anyway, but to get them across that line to focus on their market, which would be a very young market that would love these movies, and like to get them involved in Fortnite and to make you to be able to play as Thanos and play as the Avengers it's a very good tactic, and I'm gonna jump on. I haven't played Fortnite all week, but I'll jump on to try it. I don't usually try limited time modes, but like it's good to bring the game to involve the games with the movies. It makes you more interactive. I think it's a great idea. What would yourselves,
Pat?
Well, I think like they hit it on the nail here. This is like a really, as Paddy said, a good marketing move. It's going to drag in so many people to it because Marvel is so popular at the moment. Like even like I'm not a big fan of Fortnite. I'm playing it, but I would like to go on to try out this mode because it is Marvel and I'm a big fan of it. Marvel at that. But yeah, like it's really clever on their part to do this again after they did the Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet when Infinity War came out.
Which was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, so hopefully this is as good as that.
Fano?
Beep, beep, beep. You hear that? That's the money truck backing up there into Riot Games, right? Not even Riot Games, Epic Games. And it's just going to dump all this money on their laps, right? Because they've done it again. They've just made themselves an absolute fortune. Like, getting the right set like this. Like, anywhere else, if Apex got it, you'd go on, you'd look at it. If any other game got it, you'd look at it. Like, if some other game you play randomly just threw on a little event. If Exile threw on a little Avengers event, you'd go check it out. Everyone's going to check it out. Anyone who sees the movie, anyone who's remotely a Marvel fan, anyone who likes Fortnite, everyone's going to, it's like Marshmallow, it's all these other things. They put the money in the right place and it just all comes back to them tenfold. They've just done it again.
Epic are on a different level with marketing, with everything they're doing. They're on the way up big time. It's like they just know how to make money. I want a job because they're unreal. Like it's just there's something in the news about them nearly every week or every month. There's something they're doing. It's either like Ninja playing with fucking Drake or it's like the Marshmallow playing. Like they just keep doing it. It's unreal what they're doing.
Drake is everywhere, isn't he?
I don't like him, but he's everywhere now.
You don't like him? I absolutely despise Drake.
Despise is a harsh word.
He's just
we're all about positivity.
His musical genre is he's just everywhere. I think there's actually isn't there some sort of
he has ghostwriters, like, but I don't. Any rapper that's a ghostwriter is just not worth my time. You know what I mean?
But isn't there some sort of thing, I think Roma have it, that they don't want their players taking pictures with Drake because everyone he takes a picture with loses. There's something like that out there.
They get injured. And you got one with De Bruyne, and De Bruyne's out injured now as well. Like
the guy is just everywhere. He's like a Klingon or something. I personally don't like him. I don't like his style of rap that he's after bringing into the 2019 era.
You wouldn't call it epic.
You wouldn't call it epic, but anyway, going back, yeah, exactly. Thanks for bringing me away from that horrible person. So let's bring it back to Epic. So the thing about Epic is, and people in the chat might obviously go against me because every time you try and give Epic a compliment, there's always people pushing back on you. But to be quite honest with you, if you look at game developers over the last, I suppose, 5 years, say, when online has become massive and these battle royale games have really come like the top genre out there, Fortnite is the best battle royale game out there. And just allow me to, sorry, I nearly hit the microphone.
Allow me to break the gap up.
Yeah, allow me to, yeah, exactly. It's the best battle royale game because of the longevity that game has. Apex has come out, a great game, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have the longevity that Fortnite has not just because of the gameplay, because of everything that surrounds the game, because of the way they market it, because of the content that they bring out every year, because of the style of the seasons that they bring, because they change the map so differently within the seasons, because the gameplay changes with every season you have. You're allowed this
season. Have any other games?
I know they have they lease their game engine out to other companies, but as far as games, I'm not. They had a game Paragon, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they don't have it now. That could be a big reason as why. What's the name of the one for Apex? Is Relapse or what they called?
Respawn.
Respawn have other games, like they're releasing that new Star Wars game. Apex is not updating their game right. Like this is from the start. This is what's happening. This is why it's dying.
But neither is any battle royale game apart from Fortnite.
No, but that you think maybe that's because Epic doesn't have another game. You know, these companies have to focus on other games. You know what I mean? Epic is doing it where they're just sticking to the one game. They're doing the market. They're moving into different markets. They're doing the store. They're buying forests supposedly. They're doing, you know what I mean? They're just focusing on that one game. I think that's where Apex and stuff is getting it wrong. Is that they're trying to do loads of different things at once. The audio is still not working in that game. The fucking the update for the, you know, when you come into the lobby and you get every game, someone has to leave the lobby and come back to start the game.
Yeah,
That's
it's ridiculous.
That's from day one.
A horrific glitch, so it is.
Awful.
But that's what they're doing. Apex is a very good game. Apex is brilliant. And if they kept updating it right, it would do so well. Like, and it's horrible to see it dying so quick. It has come and gone quicker than Star Wars. You know, that last Star Wars game. This is just so bad. Sorry.
I feel like the same happens with all those Battle Royale games. Apart from, and like I will say, PUBG is... We're lost, are we? Bear with me a second, guys.
I have a
Here he
wonderful
comes again.
beard. I have. Oh,
You
sorry, he's here. Oh, back here. That's just insane. Don't say anything. Don't say it. Don't say it.
What the hell? Do you know what? And
It's
believe
the
it or
worst
not,
fucking night for.
believe it or not, the actual camera is back working now. Wow.
Hey, will you get rid of that? Will you get rid of that second one? One of you is enough, man. Seriously, one of you is enough.
I'm afraid to get rid of the second one in case it just locks
You're
everything
lying.
out
You're
again.
lying. You're just looking at him. Jeez, look at that fella. Oh, jeez, isn't he fine as fuck?
The boys were absolutely killing me when I was away.
No, it's just me. Devin says, hey, leave my beautiful Star Wars alone. Devin, don't make us start on Star Wars, right? I had to pull that out of the chat because it meant so much.
There's big problems with that Star Wars game, and I think it's for the exact same reason that you mentioned there, Paddy. Respawn are being absolutely squeezed dry, and it shows with Apex. It shows that they're not updating their game. It shows that the little snippets and little bits of content that they're allowing out, I think Season 1 was a big show of that it was one single character, and that's a game that blew up all over the world. You think the money that they got from that, they could actually put back into it, but I'm not sure. There's just something fishy going on about that Star Wars game. Sorry?
Is everybody frozen for me? Everyone's frozen for me.
No, you're okay. Continue.
Oh.
Right, okay. I think it's working now, probably. Right, what's the next bit of news? Let's move on. This is going to be a long
We're
show.
looking at another guest tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, just sit back, lads, because this is going to be one long ass show.
So let's bring up another good bit of news. Days Gone is out. Woo!
Hey!
Or it's not. It's out tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We haven't played it yet. Is the thing playing? Or?
It's playing now. Yes. So we have the
Has it
trailer.
frozen?
It's not frozen, guys. Oh.
This is gonna be some great audio for the fucking Spotify tomorrow. I tell you that.
It will be if you keep cursing. We'll have to bleep it all out.
I'm sorry.
All right, let me just play that. Yeah, well, it's playing. So, guys, Days Gone. What is your opinion? Are you all looking forward to this, Paddy?
Yeah, well, I've been looking forward to it for a while. I do. Like, we all seen the what are they called? The reviews. We all seen the reviews today, and it doesn't look very well for the game. It seems to be hitting them. It's kind of hitting just par. I think it's just par. I think it's just it's not looking good. But I enjoy survival horror games. I enjoy zombies. I enjoy them kind of games. I'm gonna pick it up and probably just like play it until The Last of Us 2 comes out, which I'm really looking forward to, and probably use it as that. It looks good. The storyline looks good. I'm looking like it's a one-player game. You're trying to survive. You're trying to kill zombies. Like, what else is wrong with that? You don't like it, Ronan.
Hold on a second. Hold on. It's not zombies. It's creepers.
Yeah, I know.
They're making this.
Freakers.
Freakers. They always come up with
Jesus Christ.
They always come up with these names for them, and fucking they always have. They can't. They're zombies, boys. Just get over
They're called
it.
freakers.
Yeah, the freakers.
Are they all like Dane Bowers fans or something? If that goes over
Dane
anyone's head, it's
Bowers.
okay. It's all right, lads.
Fano, are you looking forward to this game? Are you going to pick it up day one, super duper edition, or are you going to hold back?
I'm gonna wait until it's either like bargain bin or like
Free.
on sale in 3 weeks time, or on the PSN monthly free games. But no, in all fairness, I think like it's probably not as bad as people as these reviews are saying. But for me, it's just another story-driven game that is coming out in a time probably when it won't suit its best. We've had good story-driven games like in the last year and so. Like I think people need time in between these things. Like The Last of Us 2 is going to be huge. So I think when you take the games of last year, like you take Spider-Man, God of War, and you take Red Dead, and we had 3 big story-driven games last year. To take something from a dying genre, which would be the zombies, or whatever you want to call them, fucking Dane Bowers fans, freakers, and then put it put it out now. It's like that genre. Like no one really plays zombie games at the moment unless you play COD Zombies. And fair juice to you. It's a bit late, I think, for something like this to be coming out.
The problem that they have with the game is that they made it out to be something it wasn't. A lot of companies seem to do this all the time. Like I seen videos of it like a year ago or whatever, where there was loads coming at you and you were shooting them and you had to run and you had to build up places and stuff. And it's after coming out and it's nothing like that. Like I don't understand why they do that. And then like because they hype the game so much and then reviews come out, it's like, nope, it's not what it's supposed to be. It's the exact same as any other game.
So you have to remember another game that came out that was behind kind of Sony. No Man's Sky was the exact same. It was all that hype. Now, I actually think Days Gone was a little bit kind of held back in the hype, especially when the delay came. When the delay came, I knew there was something, this game is not going to be as good as they're letting on to be. But there was nothing there that I was like, oh, I am crazy for this game. The main character, Deacon, probably the worst game in video game history, the worst name in video game history, came out and he just, nothing really interests me. The bike, everything looked just very, very, I suppose, plain. The only thing I liked about it was the horde of zombies looked, a little bit different than your usual zombie game.
The kind of good thing about it is it's going to drop price very quickly.
That's it as well. I think the biggest issue with this game is nothing really is coming out around this time that has kind of that single player epic, zombies I suppose, but this is a good time to release a game like that because it will sell. If it came out with a time when you had The Last of Us to deal with and other big single player games, I think it would have had a real issue.
It'll be a long time before we see Last of Us. I think Last of Us is going to be one of the last games on the console and then PlayStation 5 and then re-released on PlayStation 5 like they always seem to do.
I think you're right about that. But we also had World War Z come out in the last week as well, and I think if anyone wants their zombie fix though, that has that whole Left 4 Dead playing with your mates, intense speed feel to it, and that's something I'd rather check out than Days Gone, if I'm honest.
That seems to be a little hidden gem, to be honest, that coming out, because a lot of people love Left 4 Dead, and anything that's compared to Left 4 Dead will get sales, and I hope they do well, because games like that are coming out with smaller developers that get noticed just because it looked like a hell of a lot of fun. I did a quick look on it, and it does look like a lot of fun, especially with friends. I think that could be the zombie game that you pick up this week, not Days Gone. Going by the reviews, Go on, Pat.
Just on actually Days Gone there, one of the interesting factors that they put in that I'm very interested about is that animals are also zombified. And from the trailers of the show, you see crows that can attack you, wolves that can attack you, and big giant bears. So I think that's a nice mix-up because most zombie games, what you're fighting is just literally humified zombies. But from what I've seen in the trailers, it looks like you can be attacked at any time, at any situation.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Are you going to still get it, Pat? Or are you changing your mind?
Yes, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get it as well, but I think I'll probably next week I'll get it.
So 2 buying it, 2 not buying it. I mean, it's.
We'll have our own zombie game.
Yeah. So the next bit of news is one that is true to Fano in my heart, is Bloodbourne board game. Kickstarter raised 1.5 million in its first 24 hours and the hunt is on. So I'm just going to read the details here. Bloodbourne, the board, actually we have a video clip that I'll play whilst reading. Bloodbourne, the board game, will come with multiple distinct hunters, 4 in the base version, at least 3 more via Kickstarter exclusive rewards and stretch goals, and 4 campaigns that are meant to be played across several 60 to 90 minute sessions. Thanks to a series of now achieved stretch goals, the board game will also come with additional rules and titles for playing in a chalice dungeon. Just like in the video game, these chalice dungeons provide randomized, relatively brief challenges for one and done play sessions with folks who may not want to commit to a campaign and who may or may not be horrified by the grisly detail size of the cleric beast miniature. So guys, it looks freaking awesome, to be quite honest with you, and I loved
how much was it that it made in the? It was like it had a one goal and then it went absolutely over it. Its
goal was 179,000 euro. I'm not sure. That's probably near $190,000 somewhere around there. But right now, this very second, it's just about to, it's $2,000 off of 1.5 million euro.
Jesus Christ!
Like this thing is flying off. Like they've made their money back 4 or 5 fold. Like, you know what I mean? Anything they put into
love their Bloodbourne.
But it's sick. It's actually unbelievable to look at. Like the models that they've made for this and everything, they're absolutely gobsmacking. Like, and
how much is it to get in on Kickstarter?
It's $100, right? Which is a lot for a board game, but it's actually €90 what it works out at. But the amount of stuff you actually get with it now that they've hit their stretch goals, like you get your game comes with 4 base characters, and if you buy it on Kickstarter, you get a 5th character with it anyway. Then you get your 28 monsters, which is just various ones that you can see throughout the game. You get 5 bosses. That was just the normal. Now with the stretch goals, you get an extra 20 tiles of board to play on, another main board, which is kind of your hunter's dream and stuff like that, where you level up and stuff.
Yeah.
And things like that. But with the stretch goals, like there's the new rules. There's 6 chalice dungeons, enemy cards. There's another, 4, 5, 9. There's like another nearly 20 pieces added onto this game. Actually, it's over 20 pieces of characters added onto the game, like between monsters and an extra hunter. They brought the Beast Claw Hunter and they brought the Rifle Spear Hunter into it as well. There's an extra 3 or 4 bosses. Like literally, this could be like for value for money from a board game. And I know people who spend hundreds and hundreds on Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. This for €90 is serious value for money to get it on Kickstarter. Now, when it comes out and you don't get all the Kickstarter exclusive stuff, it probably isn't worth it. But if you were to buy it off Kickstarter, like this is going to run for another, like, is it 18 days or something like that? These guys are going to probably hit like 8 or 9 million.
But aren't all those board games like over the €100 mark?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, any of those board games, like in the likes of any of the gaming stores, like is seems to be over £100 as far as I can tell.
They're thereabouts. That's what I'm saying. Like this is great. Like just as a value for money for a board game on its own, it's actually insane. Like they're about to hit another goal soon, another stretch goal, and they're going to add 4 more enemies to it, and then they literally have another thing where you choose your path. So how they're actually doing their stretch goals is you actually pick areas for the game as they hit the stretch goals. So the first stretch goal they took is Chalice, which is Chalice Dungeon, and then you get the large Nightmare Apostle, which is a giant spider. And then it went on to get the Promethean Queen from Yarnum, and you got like the Ludwig's kind of
sword.
No, his set as a hunter, like his gowns and stuff. It's really cool. Like they've got some really cool things in there. And then they've got the Blade of Mercy Hunter. I can't think of her name. What's her name? The Crow Lady, Evelyn. The Crow. You can get a model of her, kind of.
Nice.
And stuff like
so
that.
Are we getting invited to play it around your gaff or what?
You're fucking right.
We'll do a live. That's
what I'm saying. But like the next part, if they hit the next stretch goal, they have to pick a new part, which is either a Promethean Root flask or Murgo's Loft. So like it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's kind of cool because you kind of follow the lore of the game as they hit the stretch goals as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of interested. Do they expand on the lore? Who is bringing this out, Seamus? Is it a From Software product or is it a third party?
It's the same guys. It's the same guys that bought the Dark Souls license to bring out the
Dark Souls. I seen the Dark Souls board game.
Simon Games.
Okay, that's cool.
I think it's incredible. Like it's for any board game to sell that much without like it's not even going to be out till next year.
Yeah, it's going to be a big hit for collectors. Like, will people actually play it? I don't know.
I'm thinking about buying two. I want to play it and then want to just keep it at the back there and let it grow in value. Like if you get the Kickstarter edition, it's only going to grow in value.
There's definitely people out there that still play board games fairly regular. I know a good friend, he's in the chat there, Oisin Glennon. He plays board games pretty regular, and anytime we have one of those board game nights, they're a hell of a lot of fun. It's taken away, you know, all the electronics, and just like what I always love to say is I like playing acoustic guitar, because if one day, God behold, the lights go out, I still be able to pick up that guitar and play without any electricity. So I think there is definitely some magic there in board games, and to go and explore this game and explore the lore even deeper than what I've done already, like I've put, and I'm sure you're the same, Seamus, hundreds of hours into Bloodbourne, and to go and just expand that world a little bit more in a board game and sit around with your friends, I think that's brilliant, and I can't wait to see what this
of Monopoly. Just declaring it right now.
What's that? You're a beast. Everyone says that about Monopoly.
I'm unreal as snakes and ladders, boys. Have that game down.
So guys, the next bit of news, that's an awesome bit of news. That was one that I was looking forward to saying.
I was kind of worried that like the trailer was 2.5 minutes, but Jesus Christ, I was not talking about that.
It's a podcast, we're allowed to talk.
100%. I mean.
So the next bit of news is the new unannounced Call of Duty is already playable. There has been American sports stars releasing images of the game on social media, and I think I like, just to give my 2 cents about this first, I think this goes towards the what Apex did when, you know, they were giving all these streamers the game to play on their streams. I think this is down to influencer marketing, and I think that's the new style of marketing. I think old style PR is gone out the window. I mean, giving yourself a spread out on a website or a magazine, I think is just about gone when it comes to promoting a game. But giving your video game to a streamer or an influencer, getting them to play it in front of thousands of people, that is the new marketing that's going into the future. It's not just in video games, it's with everything, and I think what they're doing here is they're starting to feed them out. They're starting to give the game out, allow people to play it, allow people to get used to it, and the next minute you'll see the likes of, I'm not saying, but a sample would be give Ninja the game to play online and allow people to see it. I think Apex did it unbelievably. So what is your kind of opinion on this, allowing people to play the game before even the name is announced? It's rumored to be Modern Warfare 4 for anyone that wants to know.
Well, it's obviously it's more marketing techniques. It's what all of them do. Instead of trying to throw it out to Google Ads, there you throw it at a person that has a massive following that'll throw up one post on Instagram or one post on the old Facebook there, and you'll get more direct contact with your market. This is the way to do it. I didn't see a thing about this. Like you brought it up, Aaron, but sports stars or whatever that. But you'll see Shroud play it, or Ninja, or any of the guys, and people just go out and buy it. No, but it'll create hype. That's what you have to do with a game, is create hype all the time. I think a lot of them get it wrong these days with the marketing. Like I don't see a lot of things with certain games. Like even that Battlefield game, I don't think it was marketed right. The what was that other game you were talking about a few minutes ago? That Z game, what's it called? The
World War Z.
World War Z, yeah. I don't think that was marketed right. Sometimes I just don't think they're doing enough to push it to the market, and getting it to the streamers is the direct contact these days. So they should really go for the streamers next.
Seamus?
What do you guys think?
I think if you want to get exposure in this world, there's only one person to talk to. Mark Zuckerberg. Just give him the game. Everyone will have it all over them for about 9 years on Facebook.
Yeah, well, that's Facebook marketing, where you throw ads and stuff and throw money at. But it would be a lot quicker than trying to get people to see ads. Is if you throw it at a streamer where he played a game for 8 hours or 2 days or whatever, and he'll reach hundreds of thousands of people.
Like I'll give it to EA. It was absolutely genius on their part to allow Apex to be given. You know, like they obviously paid Ninja and all these big streamers.
I think it was $1 million.
Sorry?
I think it was like £1 million. It was something very ridiculous anyway.
But who cares? Like, if it's £1 million, they're after, like, it got popular. The biggest problem with Apex is they just didn't keep the content going. But as far as a launch title, holy crap, they come out as a stealth launch. Nobody knew it was coming, and you know, to bring it out like that and just to hit the world by storm, and because every streamer and influencer were playing it, it's simple as, and it's genius, to be honest.
Yeah.
Pat?
In all honesty, I think it's a clever way of going about things. It's, as you have been saying, it's the way that things are going. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, I'd like to see something before just hearing on someone's opinion, but that's just my own self, you know?
Yeah, but they're not really giving their opinion. They're kind of just playing the game. You know what I mean? It's not really like
think about this as well, though. Like, obviously, they're doing this with like A stars and stuff like that. But like, are those the people you really want to see playing your games? Like,
if you follow, like, if you like the streamer,
I understand with like streamers and Ninja and stuff, like with the great ones, but like, I don't really care what Steph Curry's playing. Like, if he's sitting at home playing it on his PlayStation or whatever, like.
I know, but he still has a massive influence. Like, all those stars have, like, do you know what I mean? It
depends what you're following. Is it like, if someone, I don't know, whoever you follow, it's kind of like one of the things. If someone's sitting there playing the game, you're like, oh Jesus, he's playing it. Maybe I should buy it. It's kind of human nature for some reason.
Right, guys, let's bring it on to the last bit of news, which is a pretty horrible one, to be honest with you. Over 200 Fortnite World Cup prize winners were caught cheating. Over 1,200 total cheaters caught in the first week of competition. Most for, I think this is circumventing region locks. I think it's basically getting into regions that they shouldn't have been in. Now, before everyone starts blowing up and going, it's Fortnite, it's this and that, it was actually reported that FIFA players were buying coins on the black market only recently. I think the top a couple out of the top 14, but this is the big news because the Fortnite World Cup had one of the biggest prize pool in any video game competition ever, and to kind of read this is a little bit it's a little bit disheartening that there's not kind of I suppose security measures put in place, that these people are not caught before obviously prizes are given out. I'm sure there was a lot of hearts broken, but what do you guys think?
It's more about the people that were in the competition with them and that they didn't get a fair chance at it because some person was cheating. It's become too available to have stuff like aimbots and like it's like for shooters. Like, I've seen it. Apex is the worst one by far for it because I've never seen so many streams where someone was on it and they were holding the gun and they went like that and they were shooting. But the Fortnite World Cup, there's so much money involved that there's people out there that will do anything to win money, to get money. Do you know what I mean? So it's sad to see it, but it's kind of something that has to be targeted and cut down, and hopefully they get on top of it. The World Cup, the Fortnite World Cup, is the biggest esport event ever, and it's worth how much money are they giving away at?
100 million, wasn't it?
100 million in prizes, and it's difficult. And like, even myself, if I played Fortnite, if I thought there was people in there cheating, I would be very, very disheartened. And obviously, the different regions have different scales of how good they are. The European would be one scale, the South Americas or whatever like that would be completely different. I hope they find a way to stop it because it's horrible.
Yeah. See, I think the only way you could do this, and I know like with the Fortnite World Cup, it was an online competition, obviously. Yeah, they didn't have these big events, say for the finals and stuff.
It wasn't on LAN yet. People are building towards that. You have to
so I think that's where you really need to push it towards. And a company like Epic could do something on a massive scale, live event where they have all their own systems, and then that obviously it squashes out the cheaters.
Everybody's getting invited to New York, but imagine you're actually cheating, then you got to New York and they found out they're a load of pants, but you still win money, like.
Yeah, that's it's a strange kind of situation we're in, and it's something that I suppose because esport has become, massive only in the last, I'm going to say 10 years, and now we're coming to the point where it's just it's after blowing up, especially with Fortnite, and not just Fortnite but other major competitions like FIFA, League of Legends, Dota, all have these massive esporting events, and they're obviously they have to experience these cheaters to obviously combat them. And I think, you know, I think it's going to be better as the years go on, but at the moment we're in a real sticky situation where, you know, computers can be hacked, they can be changed, they can be modified. How do you stop that? I don't know. It must be a difficult one.
What one man can do, another man can do, and another man can do better. So, like, if they come up with software that stops people, someone will come beat it. There's always somebody out there just to get over again, especially on PC. That seems to be like there's hackers out there that do it for fun. You know, the reason that they're on the computer doing hacks is because they want to do it just for the crack, not for money, not for anything. And then they sell things as well. So, like, it's very hard to stay ahead of people that are very, very smart and just want to take down these companies.
So Ushin says LAN in the chat, and I think that's the way to do it. I think if you had like events in each country, and then obviously the winner or the winners of those events go on to the finals.
It's kind of hard to do that with Fortnite, is because it's a World Cup, so they wanted to do it where everybody has a shot at it. You know, so if you had everybody had a shot from.
That's the same with any esports event. Like, you got teams from all over the world that take part in them. Like,
I know. They're trying to be the biggest. This is trying to be the biggest event in the world ever. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to give every single person that plays Fortnite a shot. So they're giving everybody. There's no way possibly that everybody could turn up to an event. So they're doing it online first. I know what you're saying. That's the way to combat cheaters, but that's kind of what they want to do, is give everybody a shot. Like, every single person here has a shot at 100 billion, like, has a shot at 5 million or whatever they're giving away for the first prize.
Yeah,
that's kind of what the thing is. Like, it's brilliant. Cheaters you're always going to get cheaters. I have no idea how you combat it.
Well, I suppose they did get caught. You know what I mean? You could always look at it that way. Yeah,
they got caught straight away. But what did they do now? Did they redo the event? Did they give them people the chance, or did they chop them out and give the people the next? I suppose whoever came after them will get the points instead and get the cash, unless they paid them already.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Banned for life, I suppose, and just.
Oh, you definitely have to ban for life, but they're just making another account, unless they ban their fucking IPs or whatever. But they're just going to make another account to come back and do it again. That's the problem.
True.
What about you, Pat?
Cheating in any game whatsoever, if it gives you an advantage, it just sort of spoils the game in general, and it just destroys it. Like, it just takes a lot of fun out of it. But I'm not sure how you'd go. I'm not sure how you'd go about combating it when it's completely online. It would be too hard of a task, probably, just to get it spot on every time. And probably, if you do want to have a fair competition, you would have to have everyone in the same room.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So guys, what we're gonna do, we've got a word from our sponsor. So stay tuned. Hey guys, the Alpha Fox here, and I just want to bring you a quick message from our sponsor. Our mission at Kaiju Gaming Lounge is to bring the social aspect back to video games in Cork City. There is a tendency with online video games for people to spend a lot of time alone while playing games with their friends over the internet, which may become isolating at times. We want to offer an alternative to spending time alone or in a pub, and instead engage in some friendly competition with existing friends or meet new ones in the process. Kaiju Gaming Lounge is the #1 sponsor for TROP-CAST, the #1 gaming podcast in Ireland, and the official podcast of the Republic of Players. And we are back. Video is a little bit off there, but it should work well with the audio, so hopefully people like that in the chat. That was me, if you didn't realise, talking. So we're going to go on to, we have a topic of the week that might go on a little bit, but what do you reckon, Paddy? Are we going to hit it?
Sure, I don't mind. If you're up for it, I'll go for it.
So we've got a good few people in the chat. We are going to talk about, Pat, hopefully you can get in some way in this. I know you're not a massive streamer, but we're going to be talking about our I suppose, adventure into the world of streaming. Myself, Paddy and Fano have been doing it for the last, well, for me it's been a pretty new adventure. The guys have been doing it a little bit longer than me, but we're just going to have a little general discussion about what we think work, what we think doesn't work, and we've got different opinions because the guys are on Twitch, I'm over on Facebook, and I suppose just giving an overall opinion. Paddy, what do you think makes Twitch one of the best for you to be streaming on?
I think Twitch is the best because it's well established, and Twitch is directly for streaming. So, and it's always developing with like the new things with like Just Talk, and when you go to Twitch, you're there to watch somebody to stream a game. You're there to watch somebody play. When you go to Facebook and stuff, it's kind of different where it's a broad scale of stuff. I think Twitch is going to be around the longest. I think Twitch is going to be the main platform for a lot of. I know there's loads. I know there's Mixer. What's that new one that's out now as well? There's a lot of people. D-Live. I haven't had a look at that D-Live or anything like that. But I just find to me, I was on Facebook for a while. I think there's a lot of people on Facebook that maybe, I know Rowan will come back to me and say that maybe they'll turn into people that watch streams, but they come in and they look and they're just having a nose. You know what I mean? And they go again. That's the only. Maybe I'm just a bit more private. I like when people come to Twitch, they actually want to come and watch a gamer. They want to watch me stream. They want to have the crack. When you go to watch a stream, you're watching the person play the game. You're not really watching the game. You are and you aren't. You know, that kind of way. Fano streams to Twitch as well. What do you think, Fano?
I'm 100% behind it. Like, Twitch, your audience is gamers. They're already there to watch people play games. People on Facebook, people on YouTube aren't all there to see gaming, unless you're watching this podcast, in which case you're into gaming. What's the story, lads? No, but with Twitch, like, the only thing, like, it's only getting bigger. Twitch is only getting bigger, and anyone who comes there is there to see gaming. People who come to see you are people who want to see the game you're playing. Like, when they first come, it's the game that brings them in. Then it's up to, like, when they interact with you, it's up to you to keep them there and entertain them. And then that's just literally, like, as someone whose actual Twitch, like, follower base has over doubled in the last 30 days.
Well done.
It's up to, it's the thing is, there's a community behind Twitch that can get behind you, and really, like, it feels brilliant to have people literally come on every day and chat to you just about normal things. Like, you go on and, like, people, like, I was lashing rain earlier on here and I was streaming, I was playing FIFA, and the boys were like, "Is that the rain in the background?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm absolutely lashed on. I hope my window's not open. And it's just like, it's just things like that. Like, people literally generally come in to have a chat with you. It's not just about, once you get people in and they actually like what you're doing, they're there to actually talk to you. They're not there to look at the game. You can change the game up and they'll still stay and they'll chat to you. And I think that's what, like, with Twitch, obviously people come in to see gaming, but once you have your audience, it doesn't matter what the game is, they're there to actually be behind you and push you as a creator. And I think Facebook's not there. I think people who come on to watch you on Facebook, like, you're going to have family and friends and stuff like that. And word of mouth with Facebook, don't get me wrong, there's nothing that'll ever beat it. But I think people are generally there just to pop in and pop out. They're not, you actually widen your audience globally more with Twitch than you would with Facebook, I think.
The only thing I give bad about Twitch is the algorithms. I think they need to change the algorithms up. I don't think it's fair.
But
they are changing it, aren't they?
Yeah, I think
it's all
I understand, but I do understand, but I think that was a good move. I think it's very harsh that they leave people sitting down the bottom of a scroll feed and people have to type in searches and stuff. They need to give people a chance to be seen. You know, I know they're doing it now. I hope it works. But I find
Twitch, like, we've got TwitchCon and stuff like that now. Where all these streamers, it doesn't matter if you're an affiliate with 50 people who have just hit it, or you're a partner. All these people go to TwitchCon, and, like, I got to see, like, I was friends with Streamer Elite, Alan, and Alan went to TwitchCon, and he went up to the counter, giving his stuff and giving his details, and they handed him a badge that said Twitch affiliate on it. And, like, he's like me. I'm not a big streamer. None of us are big streamers. We just do it because we like doing it. Yeah. But to go somewhere like that and have, like, a badge that says you're actually part of that community is quite, like, it's quite a nice touch to have this event where you can go up and you can actually, like, people come up to you and say, "Oh, well, generally, what's your channel like?" And have a big, massive event where all these people from all over the world will travel in Europe or anywhere to literally talk about streaming, to talk about what you do. You don't have people go, oh, we'll have a Facebook convention. But let's go talk about what I put on my Facebook feed there about 3 years ago.
Ronan could go back down that and say why he's on Facebook.
Believe it or not, like I'm not going to be this one that's going to, defend Facebook because I'm
it's
streaming
okay to
on
say why you stream on it. It's not more like
no, but like I actually agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. To be honest with you, I love Twitch as a platform. One of the reasons why I probably changed over is because a couple of times, a few of my mates turned around to me and said, "Dude, I actually can't watch Twitch on my internet. If you were streaming to YouTube or something else, I would be able to." Now I know that somebody would probably argue there and say, "Oh, if they drop down the bandwidth allowance or any of that kind of stuff, you might be able to get in." But like people have had problems trying to watch me that wanted to watch me through their Twitch app on their mobile phone. So I was like, well, that's maybe say 5 or 10 people said that. So I was like, well, Facebook is starting their whole streaming journey, trying to get into the streaming game. And I had a chat with you at first, Paddy, about it. I was like, is Facebook a good thing to kind of jump on now? The fact that it's new, and I just said, look I'll go and I'll give it a go. It was very bare bones at the start, like ridiculously bare bones. Anyone that's starting a streaming channel, it's basically like starting just a normal page on Facebook. You start a gaming video page and you basically go live to that. You go through a streamer dashboard, you put in all your details, you hit you go through OBS, start streaming, go live. It's very accessible, extremely accessible.
Facebook, though, I find, if you go onto the actual app on your phone or whatever, you see the market, you see your messenger, you see all that, but you don't see anything for the videos really. Like it doesn't push. It doesn't seem to be pushing the streaming on my phone or anything or on the apps. I don't see random streams come up. I don't see they're not pushing it really well at the minute. Facebook to me is what I know. I know Facebook very well. It's my main platform for our group. It's main platform for our pages. I've been on it for a while. I've built a couple of pages. I know exactly about it. Facebook is pay to play. And that's the only thing that puts me off with the streaming. If you don't start, I'm not saying it's true. I don't know what you're doing, Ronan. I don't know what's going to happen or any of that. But I know myself, if I started a streaming page, if I didn't push some ads on that page, it would not be seen. That's Facebook. Facebook is pay to play. That's the only thing keeps me away from it. If you're not, you obviously you invest money to make money or whatever like that, but that's not what streaming is about for us anyway. Like we want to play games, so that's the only thing that puts me off Facebook from streaming. So
that's totally understandable. I do agree that you do pay for the viewer or the reach that you get, say, and that's exactly how Facebook is making a lot of money.
Yeah, that's how it makes money. That's how it's $1 billion company.
But tell me if Twitch had a similar kind of ad revenue where you could pay, and it's very cheap. The adverts on Facebook are very, very cheap. If you had a similar thing on Twitch, would you not use it if you knew that you were going to be pushed up the algorithm a little bit? Do you know what I mean?
I 100% agree. It's true. It's true, but it's kind of like I don't know. I'm so much into Facebook at the minute. I know it was kind of me going to Facebook. It felt like I was doing too much on it already. You know what I mean? I'm on the platform. I'm massively into the platform. Everybody knows it.
And another thing that I like doing, as you know, is I don't like just streaming. I like doing my reaction videos. I like doing content creation, and I like the hub that I have on Facebook where I can just throw up a stream, or I can throw up a video, or I can do this, I can do that. And not only can I just throw it up, but I can share it to groups. Like just recently I went into Assassin's Creed Unity and I went round the Notre Dame Cathedral and I took pictures and I posted them in an Assassin's Creed community, and the feedback that I got was just unbelievable. People asking, wow, these look like the real thing.
I kind of pushed back on that as well. Do you think maybe that streaming, like that Facebook could be more like a YouTube platform where like you share your content on it? Like would it be better just to have the content on there pushing them to Twitch, if you understand what I mean? Not to be a streaming platform, but to be a content
platform.
Yeah, content hub.
The biggest problem with Facebook now at the moment is people constantly sharing like they share, they go live and it's like streaming now in 10 minutes, and within that 10 minutes they try to share it to hundreds of groups. I've seen it. It's ridiculous how many groups are trying to share it to. And you mentioned something earlier on in the chat, Paddy, and I think it was a really good point, that sharing a stream to a community does not do anything for your stream. If you don't interact with the people, if people don't know you, people are just going to scroll right by you because they have not seen you before. Oh, it's just another streamer. You know, there's so many people out there, and it is a flooded marketplace, and you do need to be interacting with your viewers. You do need to go into these communities and be a part of them and try and get known and try and be, know your stuff, have a conversation about gaming.
I'd say like I'm doing all right on Twitch. I'm not doing as good as you boys or that, but I kind of know what people are doing right, and that's building a community. And that's what you have to do. You have to interact with people. You have to talk to your audience. You have to actually ask them about your day and actually care, you know what I mean? And actually talk to them every day. Anyone that's doing well has a community behind them. They're interacting with every day. They're talking about their lives. They're enjoying what they're doing. And they're like your reaction videos, people are reacting to you because they're getting to know you, your personality. And that's what people want. They want to talk. They want to interact. They want to be a part of the community. I see you had this post earlier on the group where I said that people shouldn't just be sharing their streams, because there's a couple of people, there's 5 or 6 people on the group that are just putting their streams out, and like it's like throwing a rod into a pool of water and not knowing there's any fucking fish there. Nobody's going to interact with you. Nobody cares. Do you know what I mean? It's not that if you're playing a game and you're not giving any feedback, you're not giving any purpose to what you're doing, you're not letting people know who you are, they're not going to come to you, lads. Like, I know you're saying that you're not a good big streamer, but I know other things. You know, I'm part of other stuff, and I can see it now with Fano growing. I'm in with Fano every day watching him. I know exactly what he's doing. He's interacting with his stream. He's building his community. He knows people by name. He knows where they live. He knows what they're doing. And Ronan, you're doing the same thing. And that's what you have to do to become a better streamer.
I have always said that never, like for me anyway, personally, never throw your eggs into one basket, because you don't know, like everything that's online is temporary. Nothing will stay the same forever. Now Twitch have solidified their place as the streaming platform to be on, regardless of what you're streaming. But the reason, one of the kind of my marketing strategies for the Facebook side of things is I absolutely adore Instagram. I think it's a fantastic social media. I just love pictures, I love photography, and I love going live and having a conversation. And Instagram is, it's connected with Facebook in a way that if I post something on Instagram, it goes to my Facebook page. And I feel like there's a wider, for me with, like I was on Twitch the other night, I got raided by absolute filth and nearly shat me pants, but I love Twitch, but with Facebook, I feel like I have just the creativity side of things is a little bit more open with what I can do. Going live to Instagram, creating reaction videos, putting up discussions. Do you know what I mean? There's so much stuff that you can do on Facebook, which I love doing, because obviously being part of the Republic of Players, that's the stuff that I love doing. I love interacting, I love creating videos. I was always a content creator over a streamer for a long time, and now I've hit a stage where the kids are a little bit older and I am getting that little bit of time in the evenings that I can stream on a more regular basis, and I'm really enjoying it. And it's for me, it's not because I'm on Twitch or because I'm on Facebook. When I'm streaming, I could be on my own, and I still try and hone my skills as a streamer. I still try and talk as much as I can. I still try and interact with everyone that comes on. I think a lot of people, what they're doing now, anyone that's listening that's a streamer, I have watched so many streams on Facebook. I have jumped in and I said hello, and they look down and they say, oh, hello Ronan, and then they go back to their game. That is not what a streamer should be doing. You introduce yourself, you try and get the conversation started, you ask questions, I am there to watch your stream and to interact with you, but to get a hello and for you to continue playing, I've seen it hundreds of times, like when I jump in and I just click X and I'm out and on to the next streamer. But to me, like, I love Twitch. I absolutely love it. And that's why I love the fact that you're growing. And the fact that when I see you guys growing, it's brilliant. Like with me, I'm growing because I'm going into these communities like Assassin's Creed. Hey, I'm playing Assassin's Creed, jump over to my page. And I've got people, and there's a couple of people in the chat here as well that have jumped in from my community. Jan is one of them there, chilling out there, fair play to you. But I have kind of this small community. It's not big, but it's mine, and it's something that I've built. And, it's because of Facebook that I've done it. Sorry?
Have the Republic of Players as well?
Yeah, well, exactly. But you know what I mean. From the streaming side of things, it's just it's great growing that community. The streaming community, Paddy, not the Republic of Players is my heart. You know it is.
Pat, you've anything to say? What would you give advice on if you think someone about streaming?
Well, even not streaming, like as a content creator, producing those videos and stuff like that.
Can you hear us?
Pat's gone.
Streamer
Elite,
yeah, sorry.
I love you. Too old for gaming.
I'm missing a few words every here and now. So what were we talking about?
What would you say? As a content creator yourself, what do you think? What would you give advice for people like trying to get into content creation or streaming or?
Well, see, I think you'd want to be sociable to be a streamer. There's no doubt about it. Or you'd want to be really good at a certain game that would drag people in just to watch you. But one thing for content creating itself, you want to love it. You really do.
True.
Like I'm really enjoying my editing at the moment, and I feel more productive when I play video games, which is the first. So
it's great.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it allows me to actually delve more into the game now, which is more fun. I think about it more. I'm more critical, but you won't know until you try. Basically, if you want to do this, give it a go.
That's a really good point, because I always feel like I want to be creative when I'm playing as well, and I know exactly how you feel.
I hit that point there where he says that you won't know till you try. I know a lot of people that even in my own social circle or whatever, a few people or whatever, they always say, I have to get this, I have to get that, I have to do this, I have to do that. Whatever you have, if you have a PlayStation, you can stream right from the PlayStation. Just do it. Do you know what I mean? Just go for it. If you feel like you want to do it, just turn on the PlayStation. You don't need a capture card. Go live and enjoy the streaming. Go get bits by bits as you go along. Don't be making excuses. Just do it. You know what I mean? I find a lot of people, even, I want to make content, I want to do this, I want to do that, but they won't do it. There's like I find you just go for it and find your audience, find your niche. Like, try it. You know what I mean? There's no harm, lads. If you want to be a streamer, like not everybody's meant to be a streamer, but just try. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny because I put it off for years and years, and it wasn't even like I had no intentions of actually even kind of remotely starting, because we had started the podcast and all that, and I hadn't started a stream or anything like that. I kind of wanted to keep it. I like keeping that separate anyway. But it was actually because Paddy was trying to test something on Twitch, threw it that with him, and then just from there, just picking up things like that, like someone actually wanted to watch me play something, and like just that was it. Light bulb went off my head. I actually enjoy doing this. I love talking to people. And like generally, like I could nearly be talking to them on a stream and in a PSN chat at the same time. It would not make a difference to me.
No.
Like for anyone who's starting out, you don't need a camera. You do need a microphone. A microphone is vital, but like it doesn't have to be this. Even a snowball, like your headset will do. Get out there, and just the first thing is get out there and just do it. Take the risk. Go out there. Exactly. Tell a few of your mates if they come on and chat to you. Just chat to them in the chat while you're playing a game. Keep it going. Keep the chat going, and just literally like. It doesn't matter if there's a delay on the chat right now. People will ask you and generally will get more involved with you. And it makes you feel better because you're kind of it's not like you're bored by yourself, like with none of your mates on or anything like that. Like I stream at random times of the day. I don't really have a schedule. Really should. But I could stream anytime, and then the likes of the boys could be having their lunch and be like, oh, what's the story, fan? What's the crack? I'm like, oh, Jesus, how are we getting on? Like I get to have like a chat with them. They'll tell me what theirs days like. I'll tell them what my day is like. It's actually quite, for weird terms, a beautiful thing to actually talk to people, be able to talk to them all the time about different things.
Definitely.
I think that advice goes for any part of your life though. With we're getting a bit deeper, but if you want to do anything in your life and you're putting it off, just do it. Just go for it. I can't make that point across enough. When people say they need this, they need that, they need to do this, I have to wait for this, I wait for that. Get the ball rolling. Go for it, and you'll get there. All the stuff that we've done, like with the pages and the communities, it all started somewhere. We all, it all started very small, and we've got a sponsor now. We're flying. We're doing well. That all started from somewhere. We just done it. We didn't have all the equipment. We didn't have everything. We just went for it. I think that's just good advice in life. Just do it.
Exactly. We've got a great question in the chat, guys. I know I have an answer for it, but Oshin asks, "What's the most embarrassing thing that happened you live streaming?" Pat, do you want to go first?
Yes, I will go first because Last week when we were on the podcast, something rather unexpected decided to come out of me in a rather loud fart that I didn't think was actually picked up. But the worst thing that happened was that I was making a face when I was doing it. So I think I fairly embarrassed myself there.
Yeah, I found it yesterday. I was looking through clips for just to release, and all I seen, Fana was talking about TwitchCon, and all I seen was his face and his arse and all. Oh man, that was brilliant.
Oh, it's unbelievable, lads. Paddy, what's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you?
I don't think that embarrassing happened to me yet. To be honest, live, unless something happened at the 24-hour stream, I don't remember. It didn't look great at the 24-hour stream.
If a lot of friends, if I just got the camera and turned around when you were panned out on your face, that would have been embarrassing. But
yeah, I was asleep on the floor. Fana, what's yours except for falling with that mic? That was hilarious.
The chair instance, it was quite good. I don't even know if it was embarrassing me. One of the most awkward situations I had on stream was Jack falling asleep whilst I was talking to him and streaming at the same time.
That's a brilliant clip as well. What happened?
And literally, I was playing Bloodbourne, hacking away, chatting away to Jack. And I was literally talking, and I could faintly hear this, like, I was like, I haven't bored him that much, have I? He's going to take the piss out of me. He's like, Jack. So I picked up my phone. I think Dave Booley was in me chat, and I was like, wait, hold on. I rang him on Facebook. You hear it going off, and he goes, what? And he goes, hello? I was like, Jack, you fell asleep.
No, I didn't.
Jack, you can hear you snoring on the stream. Oh, really? Like, yeah, why did you ring your phone?
What a hero.
What about you, Ronan? It's probably
so
like a dog.
My one is was a really good lesson as a streamer, not to react negatively to your viewers, no matter what you say, no matter what they say. Some guy, we were playing, it was at the start of kind of my streaming journey, and we were playing Fortnite, and some guy jumped in and says, do you ever play with any viewers? And I looked down and there was like 6 viewers or something, and I took it up that he was basically slagging me off that there was only 6 viewers. So I went on I don't know. It was late in the night.
You weren't in a good mood anyway.
I wasn't in a good mood. So I reacted a little bit. Now, in fairness, we're best friends after I did that, but I basically said...
it was me! No,
I went down the road of I don't have to be, in front of loads of viewers to have fun and this, that and the other. And... somebody else, was it Too Old for Gaming, was in the chat. He was like, no dude, you need to read that again. This was like after all the spiel that I did, and I got Derek Grimes was with me, and I was like, what do you think, Derek? And Derek was like, yeah man, we're only doing it for the crack, like we're not ninja and blah blah blah. And people in the chat like were going, no dude, you have to seriously look at that again. So I was like looking down, and then just the moment I realised what I was after doing, I was like, oh my god. And yeah, number one lesson is, and I've done it ever since that moment, is no matter what people say to you on stream, whether it's horrible, whether it's good, whether it's bad, don't react negatively towards it. And I have tried to really, live by that rule. I think Una Ming actually put something up recently. It was tips on being a good streamer or being a streamer, and I looked at it and they said the exact same thing, that they have had moments where they reacted badly and the only one that looks bad is you. The guy commenting doesn't look bad, it's the guy that's in front of all their viewers. So yeah, it's a good lesson to try and stay as positive as possible, which I try and do after that very embarrassing moment. So great question, Oshin. So guys, we're pushing it on. I think we're on an hour and a half now, but we've got a good consistent viewership here. Thanks to everyone that has stayed on the whole time, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you.
May I just say one thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks for popping in, Breton. Thanks for joining my bud.
Yeah, Breton was in the chat there. Shout out to you.
He's a legend, so he is. Pure, utter legend.
Deadly. Yeah, I'm getting slags in the chat there, but look, you asked for an embarrassing moment. That was it. This day in gaming, Fana, let's hear it.
I asked to skip this because it's bloody terrible again.
I want to hear it.
Oh, hold on then.
You asked for this section to be after the podcast.
Right, you ready for this now? Right, lads. Right, hold on. Right, let's play a game here. We got Actually, that's not a bad one. We got Gradius on the NES in Japan. Yeah, that's like a shooter thing. We got something called Foxy 2 on a console I never heard of. It's the Sharp X68000. Yeah, there you go. That's a good one there, lads. What else have we got here? In all fairness, we got Command and Conquer on the Sega Saturn in Japan.
Yay, I remember that.
No one played it on the Sega Saturn. Yeah,
It was there. Sega Saturn was a good console. I like that console.
that was the 1997. Yeah, it had about 4 games for it. A game came out in Sweden in 2001 called Rock Manager. That's not a word of
Did
a
you
lie.
get to be
but-
Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
Manager, what's that?
Yeah, I think it's Football Manager, but for rocks. So in the transfer window, you're like, can you get a bit of limestone, like, you know, build a nice wall there. I don't know. It's just there. Anyway, what else came out? A game called My Merry May on the Dreamcast. Yeah. Oh, I remember that one well. We got Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance in Germany on the GameCube. If anyone remembers Dark Alliance, that's a fantastic dungeon crawler.
Legendary.
It came out on the PS2. It was class. It came out on the GameCube anyway in 2003. Way other than that, this is just absolute cat.
So I will do my Guinness Book of Records, and the only reason why I'm doing this is because I know it's close to your heart, Fano. But I'm on Action RPGs, and it just says here, I'll show you the page.
It just says Final Fantasy VII over and over again.
There's the page. So if you can see up here,
I can't actually.
it has a
Oh,
love
it's cut
heart.
in!
Yeah. So it basically says your new favorite game, Code Vein, platform PS4, Xbox One and PC. The aim for you and other vampire-like revenants in this apocalyptic action RPG is not to save society, but just to survive. Bandai Namco used the line "prepare to dine" in promoting Code Vein, a nod to the game's Dark Souls influences. And that's literally it, and that's all I'm going to read. It's just a little snippet out of...
We don't even have a release date for this game yet.
Guinness Book of Records, Gamer Edition, 2019. And now we're going to go to community section, guys. Let me hear your questions in the chat.
Maybe hear them. You have to write them.
Yeah, come on, boys. Write them down.
We'll
So
take
Code-
anything.
Just on the terms of the American stream mode, since anyone read Too Old for Gamers once, he once had a load of Italians on his stream. Piss him off.
Nice.
He ended up
Nice.
making fun. He just ended up making fun of himself, and they stayed for the whole stream.
Nice. When is it coming out? There is no release date,
There's
as
no
Fano
release date, yeah.
just said. So we're waiting on that one. That's going to be awesome. Fano's going to be platinum in that one, yeah.
Well, if it's harder than Sekiro.
So it's not looking like we're getting any questions, guys. And we lost.
Just disappear.
Did we lose Paddy and Fano?
Oh,
What
no.
a disaster.
Oh,
We
Jesus.
lost the two boys.
Great way to end off the show.
Just me and you, Pat. How did they leave, like? Yeah, so the technical difficulties in this one they have been ripe
Abysmally bad.
from the start. I don't think they're coming back, are they? No.
Maybe they got sick of us.
So tell me, Pat, are you working on that review for Ubisoft?
Division 2.
Division 2, when-
I have the written reviews done. So it is. So at the moment, I have all the recording for it done. I'm just getting into the editing now at the moment. But yeah, it'd probably be a long video because I think it might go to about maybe 10 minutes or so. Long ass review.
Nice detailed one, yeah.
Oh, we
Paddy's
have
back.
someone back with
Paddy's
us.
back in.
Did we leave the show?
Yeah, you left,
What happened
yeah.
there? What happened there? Why is
No
Fano
idea.
running around? It kicked me. This is the worst show ever. Jesus, why does it keep happening? This is the worst. Why is Google Hangouts doing this to it, boys?
Yeah, Google Hangouts has not been friendly tonight at all.
No, I'm sorry for leaving.
It's okay. Let's try and get Fano
where-
back in, but I don't think it's going to happen
Fano,
here.
just you have to click the link, just what we'll have in the chat to get back in, I think.
Has in the chat,
damn
okay.
Damn it. I'm sorry, boys.
So, any questions at all?
I'll tell you now. So, so
favorite
it's early
streamer
in
you
the
watch in your own
year.
time? No, sorry, go ahead.
No,
I
no, that is the first one. Favorite streamer you watch in your own time?
Nick Marks.
Would have to be the Alpha Fox for me because
Come on, Pat.
no, honestly,
He is. Get that tongue out now. He's joking.
no, but I can't really watch much people on Twitch because the internet's actually really bad. So Facebook is, when you pop up, I usually just pop in.
Yeah, you do.
And
actually.
it's always
You do.
really entertaining to watch you do it.
Cheers, man. Thanks a million. I appreciate that.
Like it's really fun watching you.
Deadly. Cheers. I appreciate that, no, Pat. Honestly. Don't be embarrassing me. Paddy, who's your favourite?
Nick Marks. He's a Fortnite streamer. He's very, very entertaining. He's very, very good at the game. He has a massive following, and
is he console? Is that what you think?
Well, he was PlayStation Pro, and then to compete in Fortnite with all the top, when you go to competition, it's always PC. So what he done was connect the controller to the PC. So he's a controller player on PC. It's just because the PC is better, obviously it's quicker.
The boys are absolutely shafting the lick arsery in the chat. Give it a rest, lads.
What about you? Mano's favourite one is me. I know that. That's all right. We'll move on.
Yeah, so he's you. So that's good. No, honestly, I don't have anyone very, religiously that I watch. Paddy, I'll jump onto your streams. Fano, I'll jump onto his when he's playing FIFA on a Saturday. That's usually my go-to, jumping on and having a bit of crack. But I suppose Absolute Filth is an unbelievable streamer. He was on our show last week and just great crack, unbelievable energy, and just has, the chat. He always interacts with the viewers, which is great, and him, like I watch Ninja every so often just because I like his gameplay. I know people hate that guy, but he was the one that kind of brought streaming to the forefront, and I can appreciate that. Who else do I like?
Just say me. That's all right.
I did say you.
No, say it again.
say my name. Who is the other streamer that's up there with Ninja? He's kind of a dark hair dude, dark skin. He's another one.
Cypher PK.
Yes, him. I like him.
He's up nowhere near Ninja, but he's a good streamer. And I give him.
I like the way he does the kind of tutorials and runs through the game.
He's only like 20 or something. That fella. He looks way older. Yeah.
Wow. So he's pretty cool as well. Any other questions? Yes, it's early in the year, but what's your Game of Thrones? I read that as Game of the Year candidates. For me, it's easy. It's Sekiro. Paddy?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't think any games really stuck out for me to give a Game of the Year yet. Like, nothing's really come out that much. Resident Evil was good, but nothing's really took my attention yet to call it Game of the Year. I don't know. I don't even know what the games this year don't seem that good, that great. There's nothing really massive coming out. Unfortunately, that I've seen yet. Maybe E3 is going to change that. I hope it does. I hope E3 drops games that are coming out very quickly because it's not going good this year.
No, it's definitely been a quiet one, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So the camera is back to being stuck on.
I think Division 2 is the only game that I played that came out this year, and I cannot in good conscience give that Game of the Year for myself. I just can't. No, it's I didn't like it that much.
Pat, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
It's hilarious, lads. Because you know the story behind that. It's like we got the review code, and Paddy was like, "Do you want to do it, Ron?" And I'm like, "Why don't you do it, Paddy?" And he's like, "But I don't really like Division games. Who else will do it?" And we were like, Pat will do it.
Content creator. He's the best content creator we have.
It's like, Pat will do a good job. Pat, will you do this? 4 weeks later, Pat's just got black eyes.
4 weeks later. Lads, this was a very good podcast. I love when we were off the cuff. This is the way we should do it.
Yeah, just to let people know, like we had to really kind of I suppose string this one together last minute. We got a call late on. Aaron Jackson, hopefully he gets better soon. He was meant to be on with us, rang in sick, and we just kind of went, we went off to exactly the cusp, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like, I mean, we've had a good consistent viewers the whole way through. I want to thank everyone that has been, been in the chat and just having the crack. Fano thanks you all as well.
Fano's after naming every streamer he knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not, sir? Why not? He's dead right.
Exactly. So guys, let's do our plugs and shout outs and all that good stuff, and let's get out of here. Paddy.
Lads, we are on Spotify. I know you're watching us now and everything, but if you it would be great if you could subscribe to the Spotify. It would mean a lot to me, or mean a lot to Ronan, mean a lot to Pat, really a lot of us, to try and move it through a different kind of a platform where if you're at work or you're driving or anything, that you give us a listen. We're trying to produce good content every week. We're trying to have the crack. We're trying to, we're good friends. It'd be great if you could listen to us on Spotify as well, if you get the time. And I love seeing how many people are turning up to watch us. I love it. We're going to have some awesome people coming onto the show. We've got Auntie Tinkerbell coming on soon. She's a fantastic streamer. We've got Aaron Jackson coming on. We're going to try and get as many Irish people on as possible, and then try and broaden it and get other people in. I know this is a bit of a fucking, but it means a lot to me. So if you want to check me out, I'm streaming on Twitch. I'll be playing a lot of Battle Royale games. I might try and start playing some more FIFA, because it seems to be the go-to. It's brilliant. Any other game, that's it. And good thanks to the community and everyone, as usual.
That was beautiful, Paddy. Cheers for that.
Thank you.
Pat?
Thank you.
Well, you will find me on the Republic of Players doing the reviews for that channel. We have Tried Light coming up, and then Division 2 coming up, I believe.
Nice.
We've loads of them coming
up. Yeah. But apart from that, you can find me on Facebook as Pat Kearley, and on Twitter as Pat Gone Mad and on PSN I'm Pat Gone Mad. If you want to have a game or two, just add me.
Yeah, don't forget to watch Seamus Fanning on Twitch as well. He's Maroxide. He's a great part of our team. He's the light. He's brilliant. Watch him too.
He's the light in our eyes.
He's the light in our eyes.
So again, I just want to say apologies for all the technical difficulties. I don't know what the hell happened earlier on. It was just fate that it was going to be a shit show, but I hope it was entertaining for all of you people. Again, we are on Spotify, as Paddy says. It would mean the world to us if you would just go over, download it on your phone. It's free. Hit the Republic of Players, hit us up and hit that follow button. That would be amazing, and it would really help the show get out there. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, PSN and Instagram. The Alpha Fox, you'll get me on all of those. And just a personal message as well. We're growing the Republic of Players, and it's going to be a massive year for us this year. It's going to be a massive year for this podcast. Like Paddy said, we're going to be bringing on so many people from the Irish gaming community to come and have a chat with us. And we're growing it slowly, and this is the way it needs to be done. We want to grow it slowly because we want to show people that we're different and that we care about the community that we're growing. I just want to say thanks to everyone that has been a part of the community, and I hope you continue to stay with us as we get bigger and better into the future. So from myself, Paddy, Pat and Maroxide, I want to thank our sponsor Kaiju Gaming Lounge in Cork, and we are out.